the mCHF QRP rig. This is a SDR transceiver from 0.5 to 10 watts. Just want to go through some of the functions here. Using an iPhone to film this because I can't get the GoPro to work very well. It doesn't have an in and out focus and it's not clear. So just going through this. So this is your obviously your power. You have your bands to go up and down. You have your AF gain, which is just basically your, AKA it's your volume control right here. And then you have your RF gain, which is, this is used to decrease or increase the S meter, which is basically your noise coming in or the signal coming in. That's here. And then you have your RIT, which is just that your receive incremental tuning, where you can offset in, I think it's, I have to look in the manual, but I think it's 10 to 20 hertz steps to allow you to transmit frequency on different that from the receiver. That's here. And then we have the mode, which is, going between CW, just press it here, so just this digital USB and then back to CW mode. And then we have the DSP, which is this is your used to adjust the strength of the noise reduction, and I'll show you those menus here in a second, which includes a noise blanker and peak for CW. And then we have the PA, which is your wattage. So you have 5 watts, 2 watts, which is up here, 1 watt, 0.05 watts, and then back up to full 10 watts. And then BW is your filters. And you're just scrolling through him here, and I'll show you the filters in there. So you have 4 options for filters for both single sideband and continuous wave CW. See if I can find a station here. There's not a lot of action today on the bands. It'd be nice to actually show get some signals here. I'm gonna go lower down on the bands here. And this is where you can switch by, if you change the step in here, it's right now set for 100 hertz, which you can see up here, but if you just click it, I can move by 500 hertz. There's just not a lot of action. Yeah, there's not a lot going on. Something at 49, so I'll try 49. See if there's something coming in. Anyways, so let's go through there. And then you have your menus down here, but I'm gonna go through these up here. You have your AFG where you can change it up here, so if you adjust it there, you have your automatic gain control, again, what I was already mentioning. I usually run this low because if it's too loud, it seems to, I think it's slightly, well, with any transceiver, you're gonna overdrive everything with you letting that much noise coming in terms of sensitivity. And then you have your red, you can just change the frequency offset. And then if you hit the bottom thing here, that's your, let's see, STG is your side tone gain. Oh, there's a little bit coming in there. That's your side tone going out. So I usually have that set to there. Let's see if we can make some adjustments here. For CW down here in medium, I usually have this set for fast for RF gain, and then ready is up here, and then you have your words per minute, which you can change in terms for your keying speed. And then you have your SWR here, which if you hold snap in, if you hold it in, it changes to audio out. Holding again, it's ACL for your mic. You can control your mic gain going out. And then I'll take it back to SWR. Oops, the button's a little tricky here. They kind of get stuck. I'll use my finger. See, I press and hold, it goes back to SWR up here. There's a little bit in there. Hopefully it'll pick up for us. Go back into RF gain. So you have bass, treble. I have this set low. The speaker is pretty decent in this. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. There's not a lot of distortion in this speaker, a lot of crackling. So you can hear that in the background, there's a little bit there. But you can have the bass and then you just click it again, treble, and then you're back to the AGC. If you click it again, it goes down here, and you can go through your menus here. If you turn the knob, oops, is it this one or this one? Can't remember. That's not changing that, okay. So this also is a touch screen. So if you touch this, you have the noise reduction on. Sounds a little watery to me, so I'll adjust the RF gain right here. Adjusts the middle, or adjusts the noise reduction or the value. You have auto notch or main notch, and then you have peak. Still getting used to the peak. Oh, and that value changes with, again, the RF gain. I'll just turn it off for now. And then I'll just hit out. That takes you back out. I don't know how to get back out of that. Haven't figured that out yet. Your VFOA, and then your VFOB. So that's on single sideband I have set up. Cool function about this saying is if, and it does have split mode. I'll show you here. So your transmit out and your receive function is A, VFOA, and VFOB is your transmit. So it has split operations, kind of cool. And then you have, let me come back to the station. You can do this. Let me just go to here. Let me turn the words per minute up. And then what you can do is you can check the SWR on your antenna. Let me check this again. Anything, if you just press and hold tune, it'll do the SWR up in here. So you have that, and it's about a 1.2. That's kind of cool if you're testing an antenna out. Also, it has a decoder on here. I don't have it set to receive the decoding, but it does decode out. So it'll show up in here, which is kind of interesting. If you hold in the tune button, it'll turn the actual transmit off. So if you want to practice keying, it'll still do the decoding. So, oops. Okay, so we have that. And then I'm going to go back to this and turn up that AF gain a little bit. I think 12 is about the right, 12 or 13. Okay. So then you just hold this in again, you go back to your tune, now you're transmitting out. Let's see here. Let's go here. Let's try 1463. There's a soda station right now. I'm going by 500, so 63. That just really jumped up, didn't it? Okay, so I can do some of this functions with the Ridion here. It's kind of cool. So we have that. So I have the side tone set to gain to 10. Okay, so, and then when you have your menus in here, this just goes through all your menus. This key just opens it up from like show to hide. There's a lot in here, and then you scroll down this way. It's kind of crazy. Mic type, input gain, stuff like that. And then you just go back up here and hide. Configuration menu. This is all your text out of band, line out gain, max volume, cat running in sandbox. I don't know what that is. A lot of stuff in here I don't know what it is yet because I have not even looked it up on the in the manual. So let's go back up here. So to show this. So you have display menu. This just goes through all your menus, or you can set up the scope and the spectrum, and I'll show you something cool about that too. Spectrum size. For some reason it just changed bands. Let me get out of here. I must have hit something there. Went way out. I don't understand why I did that, but I must have actually hit something in that menu. Let me go back over here. Okay, anyways, so you're in the menu here. So just move up this way, that big, normal, change the configuration here. You can go the scope light or on, so if you go back out here, it just changes it to more of a line, less scan points for the receive, you know, just the reception. You can change it back to this, which is right there. I'm gonna work with this AGC. I usually have it like -4. It's not really overloading. It just I think it's a lot of, well, maybe it is. I don't really know what it's doing. It just sounds, if I turn it up. Well, actually, it's not that bad. I don't know. Maybe I don't even know what I'm talking about, but it seems to be okay. Let me go back to this station here. I must have hit something when I did that, or it's 63. So scroll's pretty good. So 63. Should be right. Anyways, I'll go back to that station. Anyways, back to the menu, and you can just change the different trace colors you want. You can customize. It's pretty customizable to your liking. I'll show you the waterfall here in a second. I have it set to hot and cold. Let's go back up here and just hide it. Go down here, CW settings. You have your iambic P. You can do iambic A, straight key, ultimate. I don't know what that is. Ultimate. Your side tone frequency, paddle, you can reverse your dit and DAWs to the other side, your delay, shift offset, auto, decoder enabled. I don't have it enabled. And just some other things in here for noise cancellation I'm not familiar with. So let's go back up here. Let me get rid of this. And filter selection. This is where you have your sideband filters. I can select them. So CW1, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I just have these different ranges between 300 and 500 to 550, 500 to 650, and 300 to 700. It's kind of cool, so you can just scan through those really quick on the through here as you're trying to pull out a signal. PA configuration, tower text power, CW bias, reduced power in low bands. This is a lot of stuff I just don't understand yet. I gotta get on the IO groups that I just joined and start asking and read the manual, which has helped a lot so far just to get through these menus. A touch screen via menu. This is where you have your dynamic tune. That was off before, so I'm gonna turn that off. This is the spectrum magnify, where you can magnify the distance that you want on the bottom of the measurement for the hertz here. So this is 51 to 63, and you can change that level. Restart, I have no idea what that is. The codec, digital decode, I just think it's, I have to go in and look into that. Oops, so like 4, go back up here, turn that off, scroll down. And then you have your system information, just who, touchscreen, CPU size, the board, when it was built, February 20th, mCHF RF board. There's just a lot of settings I'm not familiar with, so I'll just hide this. Oops, hide. Debug and experimental function settings. I don't know any of this. I'm not going to go in here and try to, experiment with this until I actually read into it. I don't want to do something to this radio and I have no idea how to get it back. And then the Hall of Fame is just showing, M0NKA is he's the founder, the brainchild of this SDR kit radio. Then if you just scroll through this is all the ham operators that worked on this open source. So it's mostly, I looked through this, looks like European hammer operators. So for that, then you have, CW down here, and then you have your voltage coming in from your battery, which is kind of cool. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is the waterfall. You can just double press and hold in the band, minus and plus. Let's get out of this first. And you can change it to the waterfall, hold it, and now you have a cool scope and a waterfall. So it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. Or you can just go press and hold again, and you have full waterfall. I don't really care for that. One thing I do notice about these buttons, you push them in, they sometimes get stuck in the case, but not a big deal. Kind of like the waterfall there thing, hot and cold. So, and the other thing too here is that you have, if you press and hold your AF gain, I think I am off a little bit here. So I press and held. If you press and hold again, it takes you back to the menus. If you press and hold it, it actually has the CQ. You can key in your CQ callings for whatever stations you want. So I have a SOTA, POTA, and a QRP set up. Hopefully I recorded that with the other functions, and I kind of moved the camera here, but yeah, so overall this is some quirks about it I don't like. So I'm on an anchor speaker, right? Oh, I'm not even on the regular speaker, so this is the internal speaker, and then if I hook it up to a anchor speaker, so yeah, you just need to adjust the gain, the automatic gain control. I think the anchor speaker does sound better. It's more fuller, obviously, because it's a larger, better speaker than this. But the speaker in this is not bad. From what, just for my ears, I'm not a acoustics scientist in terms of what's a quality speaker, but it's for me, it sounds okay on the internal speaker as well. I usually use headphones for CW. I got a cool attachment that you can plug in and have the speaker, and then I can run it through a headphone too. It's kind of cool. And then what else do we have on this thing that is interesting? Let's see, just kind of scrolling through here. Let me do a quick search here. Oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about. There's that TCXO, which is let me see, the temperature compensating crystal oscillator. So this is used, I guess it's reading something on the board for temperature that so how it works is, I guess it's monitoring the temperature, and that what that does is it does some kind of regulating to keep it on frequency, which I think is kind of cool. I don't know that much about it, so I'm actually have to look into that. But it is a feature that's on. I actually have it on right now, so I'm just going to leave it on. It came like that. But I've done some other customizable things in here that I like. And then we can go through the filters here really quick on this other signal coming and see what that sounds like as well. But I'm gonna pay $200 for this, so I'm not gonna complain. There's some quirkiness about it. The restart, like starting up, sometimes it starts right up, and sometimes I have to start it a couple times. It goes into like a reboot menu. A little leery of that, but I don't think it's a deal breaker. So I gamble on this right now, so I'm just kind of, waiting for, any of these other, companies that are making radios. We have the KX2 that people love, and I really would like to get one of those radios, but I can't afford one right now, and the wait time and even the used prices on these are kind of high. So I figured I'd give this a go and see how it goes. But I'm waiting for Yaesu to come out with a portable update. The FT891 is just, for me, it's just too heavy to carry. I know there's the Zygu, I think it's a G90. It's a pretty good radio, but I'm looking for something lightweight. So that's a filter. So this radio works really well. I would just like to know more about the software and how to do the software updates. I'm not on the latest version, but I'm not on the earliest version. I think I'm one version below what the version is currently. So it's 300 to 550. That's pretty clean. So I'm pretty impressed with this radio. Besides this, I just wanted to give an introduction to this and let you guys see it. If you guys have any questions about it, I know there's other videos out here that are talking and going through these features that probably know a little bit more about it than I do, but I think it's pretty cool that you can get radios now the size of a I don't know, this is like 7 by 2 by 3, and I have all the bands, and I'm going to be using this with an infed half-wave resonant antenna that I have, a QRP, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, I hope you like the video, and yeah, I think it's a cool radio. I think I can get a lot out of this, hopefully. I don't know what I bought it used, so I don't know if there are issues. It doesn't seem like it. When I first got it, turned right on, and it was working right away, and I've already made contacts on it. So I'm pretty impressed. The other thing too is, what I was gonna say, I'm kind of drawing a blank. Yeah, I just think I need to. Oh, I'll show the case too in this. I'll stop filming with this, and then I'll set up the GoPro and mix that in with this. And I found a pretty cool evergreen case that this thing literally fits in there like a glove. So I'm pretty impressed with that as well. Yeah, I'll share the link to that as well for anybody that's interested. So yeah, as I go through this, I might do some more updates on it. I'm gonna try to do a reboot on. Right now, I'm not gonna do anything in terms of firmware updates, but eventually I might have to. But yeah, cool radio for the price. I know there's still some of these out there, original mCHF kits. They're just, I've seen some of the prices, they're just way too high. I mean, I saw one on QRZ for $750. I thought that was way too high for, I mean, I don't know, maybe it isn't too high, but for me, it's too high for something that's, used. But yeah, thanks for watching, and this isn't scripted, so it's kind of back and forth, going around showing different things. If I think of something, I'll just throw it in the video. But I appreciate you guys all coming back and to watch, and just an interest of mine. It's just a hobby. So yeah, I appreciate it, and yep, till next time.